Good evening. Welcome to day 5. Okay, tonight I'm talking about nutrition. So we talked about health like an overview yesterday, but now I want to talk about specifically nutrition, and I want to make it so simple that hopefully you don't feel the overwhelm. Because nutrition is everything. What you put in your body is the fuel that you're giving your body to do all of the things that you want to do and say that you want to do, and the things that you want to do. We're just going to leave it at that because these videos are supposed to be short, sweet, and to the point. And again, this is another topic that I talk to women about every single week. And it's something that is completely overwhelming. And it is something that I could talk to you about for days and hours and weeks and months and years, probably. But we don't have time for that. So what I want to talk about specifically tonight is intuitive eating. Eating for your body type, eating for your emotions. And I mean that on every level, because I think in my experience as a human, as a woman, as a coach, as a mentor and mentee, we all emotionally eat for our emotions, to a certain extent. I never used to think I was an emotional eater at all. And then I really noticed it when it came to, deciding about the divorce and then actually like moving forward with it. I really noticed on the days that I wasn't feeling fantastic, on the days that I was feeling lonely, on the days that I was feeling like something was missing, I would put work off and I would procrastinate, and then I would find my way back to the kitchen and I would be like eating chocolate chips or eating like leftover soup from the night before, cold, like standing in the refrigerator, or being so excited that I like found a candy bar up in the pantry that my kids had forgotten about. I realized that I had been doing those things without even being mindful of it. And obviously that's what I'm always teaching and preaching, is being mindful and trusting yourself and trusting your intuition. And when you're just kind of floating through your day, hey Kristen, when you're just kind of floating through your day or floating through your kitchen, or randomly like, oh, I'm hungry, so I'm going to stop at a convenience store and get food, or you're just going to run through the drive-through quick because the kids are getting antsy and you like, well, we should probably just eat something. What I want to talk about, or what I want to tell you, I'm not going to talk real in depth on it tonight, is being mindful of that and being prepared. And we talked about that again, a couple days ago, in being organized and making sure that you're feeling the way that you want to feel and being prepared, whatever that looks like for you. So a lot of times it's really easy for us to pinpoint like when we have those like struggle moments, when we have the like panic and the, not even necessarily panic, but just kind of like things take a little bit longer than what we're planning on. Maybe it is going to the grocery store and the kids are getting hungry and you just want to grab something quick, or maybe it's when you're traveling to your in-laws' house and it takes a certain amount of time and usually everyone gets hungry and you always forget to pack snacks or eat before you leave, or whatever the case may be. It's easy to point out those things. However, it is not necessarily easy to point out when somebody's going to say something on Facebook that totally triggers you, or that you're going to sit down at your desk and your to-do list is going to be this long, and instead of actually starting to work on the things on your to-do list, you decide that you need a break because you're overwhelmed, and instead you're going to go eat a piece of birthday cake. Those times aren't as easy to plan for. But if you are mindful and if you start creating a mindfulness practice around what you're eating and around how you feel about what you're eating, I'm not saying you can't eat the birthday cake. I eat the damn birthday cake. What I'm saying is that you need to intentionally eat the birthday cake because you know it's not good for you, right? You know intuitively, even if I'm not here, if there's never been a health coach in front of you, if you haven't read any judgmental comments on Facebook, even if all of that happens, you know you shouldn't be eating birthday cake every day. You don't feel awesome after you eat birthday cake. That's just the way that it is. It's a special treat. And sometimes, even sometimes around that time of the month, which honestly I kind of think is a mental thing. But if that's the case and you want something sweet and you're deciding I'm going to eat this, that's a lot different than just like mindlessly like grazing the kitchen. And that's all that I want to say is I just want you to be really mindful. And I know that we're busy and I know we have a million things to do and 100 hats to wear, but this is something that you can't put off. Like you can't wait until January 1st to start taking care of your body, and you can't wait until January 1st to like go on a diet. Like you mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually cannot put yourself through that unnecessary drama and bullshit. Like I just don't believe in diets. The word diet itself gives me like anxiety. Like it's gross and it doesn't work, and that's just not the way that your body operates. The way that your body operates is different than the way my body operates. Therefore, diets are not going to work, right? Because there's no one size fits all. So my like rule is, I'm trying to think who even says it. I think Michael Pollan, like eat real food, mostly plants, and you're good to go. Like really, that's all that you have to think about. You don't have to have meat at every single meal, and you sure as hell don't need to have any kind of like processed carbohydrates. Having bread with dinner is not a requirement. If you want bread with dinner sometimes, cool. If you want to have a pasta dinner sometimes, cool. Sometimes. If you're doing it intentionally, if you understand that you're probably going to eat too much and that you are pacing yourself and you're being mindful as you're eating and you're chewing your food and you are letting your body tell you when it's full, then that's intuitive eating. Like that's, you're being mindful, you're paying attention, you're not just like grazing and just eating everything because it's delicious and you're stressed out and pasta just makes you feel good. Those are two totally different things. And if you aren't at a place right now where you feel like you can like slow down, like sit down at the table and eat your breakfast, especially if your kids are not up yet. If you can get up early and eat breakfast before your kids are even awake, and you can sit at the table and like have coffee and not scroll Facebook and not read the newspaper, but literally just like sit there and enjoy your food and appreciate your food. I mean, that's another form of abundance. Like when you have those things in front of you and you can be grateful for it and you can be grateful as you're eating, you're nourishing your body on every single level. And that might not always be possible, but I'm just saying. Hey, Tracy. It has been a while, Kristen. And I totally get the social media break, and high five to you because I think more of us need to do that more often because, whoa. So we'll have to catch up. You'll have to let me know how that goes or how that went. So that's really all I wanted to talk about today is just being very mindful. Oh, and the other thing that I wanted to say, if you can't do those things, if you think you can't, because you can, like we all have the same amount of time in the day, you can do those things. However, if you feel like you can't do those things and you can't slow down and you can't sit at the table to eat breakfast or lunch or dinner or all of the above, or you can't sit down with your kids after school to have a healthy after school snack, if you don't think that you can do those things because you're super busy, I want you to keep a food journal. And I have a template somewhere that I will find and I'll post in this group. But you don't even need a template. Like you can just use a journal and literally just write the date and then write what you're eating and write how you're feeling. If you think of it, like if you don't think of it, you don't think of it. But the whole point is to be mindful. So just the act of taking out the journal and the pen and writing it down is already helping you slow down and kind of like lean into it. What am I doing? What am I eating? Why am I eating this? Am I hungry? Do I just need a glass of water? How many glasses of water have I had today? So just the act of having a journal in your kitchen or putting it into your phone, like that might be easier too. Some of my clients even will use their phone and just take a picture every time that they eat and then text it to themselves. Why am I eating this? I'm eating this because it's breakfast. I'm sitting here with my kids, whatever the case may be. But just taking note of what it is you're doing, why you're doing it, and how you're feeling. So that is literally like intuitive eating in a little nutshell. Obviously, we could talk more on this. And if you have questions, if you have comments, if you have concerns, put them in the comments, let me know, and I will get back to you. I'm going to be back tomorrow, and we're going to talk about not just the overall health and what you're eating and the nutrition, but the timing of all of it. And then I'm not going to go into it. We have more, but it's all going to kind of tie together. And it's going to be really fun. So if you have questions, put it in the comments. I will be back tomorrow. Have a fantastic night. I'll see you then. Take my coffee and go sit outside before anybody wakes up. Yes, me too. That's my favorite, to go sit on the patio in the morning. Yep, and listen to the birds. Watching the birds is my favorite too. Yeah, good for you, Kristen. That's like self-care too, right? Like it's not just like calming down and having that quiet time. It's literally like you're taking care of yourself and having that like peace in the morning before everything happens. So important. So good for you. Okay, I will be back tomorrow. Bye, guys.